At RISE, our group program is 16 weeks long. It usually has 2 facilitators leading the group process, and it is a mix of mandated clients through Ministry of Justice or self-referred clients. The cycle of change is something that everybody goes through. It doesn't matter whether they come to RISE as a mandated client and they're dealing with violence in their lives, or whether people are just looking at maybe changing their jobs or changing their diet or something like that. But it follows a certain cycle every time. When we start the cycle, we start off at this pre-contemplation stage. That is usually when people have no idea that something has to actually change. They might have some feedback from people around them, giving them an indication, but they're just not at that place where they're able to listen to that feedback and make sense of it. Quite often things happen in their lives, maybe things start to get a little bit worse, whether it's in their relationships at home or their jobs or their social circles. And they may get some feedback by somebody that they trust and that they respect, and they take that piece of information on board, and they kind of advance to that contemplation stage where they start to realise that something in their life needs to change. All going well, and they become curious, then they can move on to the preparation stage or the decision-making stage. So basically it means that they have decided that something needs to change. They've recognised that themselves actually have something to do with this change or the issues that are occurring to their lives, and that they actually need to do something in order to make things better. That's when they start to maybe make a preparation or a plan to do something differently. So when people come to RISE, they're quite often in between either pre-contemplation or contemplation. The pre-contemplation people will often be using things like judgment and blame or denial, because they're not aware of their own part in the situation that brought them here in the first place, which is different to contemplation. Contemplation means that these clients have become aware that their own behaviours, their thinkings and their ideas have a part to play in the issues that are going on in their environment. What we're aiming for people to achieve is to recognise where they are on the cycle of change, and to make a decision and start to learn different tools and different ways of behaviour that are going to help them in their current situation. We need to be realistic and positive about how much a person can actually change when they're on the program. So for some people who come through, the changes that they need to make stem far back into their childhood. Potentially they're intergenerational cycles that have been handed down and have become the normal for these people to live. Some of those behaviours, thoughts and beliefs are very, very difficult to change. For some of our clients who come through, some of the self-referred as well, it may be due to a one-off incident or a period in their life which has been very, very stressful, and they find it very, very difficult to manage. For those people, quite often the changes come a little bit easier when they make sense of what's actually been going on in their life, and they don't actually have to go back through their history to change beliefs and attitudes that were normalised in them when they were young. As our clients move around the cycle of change, action, this is where they start to learn different tools and different ways of being in the world and their relationships with other people. But because we're human, we will make mistakes, and we will continue to make mistakes. So this is where the maintenance stage comes into it. People will go out into the community and they will try these new tools, and hopefully they work, but every now and again they don't work properly. So then it's a chance to come back, have a little bit of a look at the tools and the ideas that were given to them during the program, and then go back out and start again. I used to think that when people came back to RISE, that it was an indication that they weren't doing very well. I've since worked out that when they come back as a self-referred, not a mandated referrer anymore, that's actually a sign of success. It means that they're much more aware of who they are, they're much more aware of how they are and their effects on other people, especially the important people in their lives, and are prepared to do something about it. To have relapses is not uncommon. It'd be a bit like changing a diet. I could try and get off the burger meal for a while and start to eat healthy, but every now and again I might just slip up and go back for that burger. What I have to do is just go back and think about what it is that I'm trying to achieve and get my focus back on to having the right diet again. The same thing is for the guys who are coming through the program. They're trying to change habits that have been in there for a lifetime, and these have worn a really good groove. So very hard for them to break. Sometimes they feel very awkward or uncomfortable trying to do something new. For the most part, they are trying to do the best that they can, because there's a lot at stake for some of these people. Chances of losing their family, their partner, their children, and things like that. Will people change? The short answer is absolutely they can. It takes some time, because quite often the things they're trying to change have been lifelong beliefs and behaviours that are often intergenerational and have been passed down from maybe the grandparents to the parents and then to the siblings.